Hey guys, and welcome back.
And if you're new here, thanks for joining us today.
So, I get a lot of cooking vlog requests, and unfortunately, I never think about it in the moment, like let me create a vlog, but I do think about it on Instagram. So I share me cooking on Instagram a lot. You may remember recently I shared with you guys here on YouTube my beef lasagna that I made on Instagram. Well, Lou's birthday came along and I made her a seafood paella.
Which is a tradition. She makes me a seafood paella every birthday.
And I ended up doing it on Instagram to share with our followers there. Well, it was highly loved. And then at that point I thought, wait a second, you guys should see it too. So once again, I downloaded all those stories and I've put it together here as a vlog for you to enjoy how I make my seafood paella.
I'm really happy that there's no smell-o-vision because it would be killing you people. I'm telling you, it's always delicious. The aromatherapy is amazing. You can walk in from the outside without opening the door and smell how great it smells from the paella. And by the way, in case you guys don't know, Angie has been hired to make a professional paella for I don't know how many people, but
catering events.
Just to make a paella. That's how good it is. So, if you're feeling a little jelly, I get you. So sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Let's go ahead and show you how I make it. Hello, time to check in. So I want to bring you guys along with what it is that I am going to make today. Lou requests every year for her birthday a seafood paella, and I've obliged. Every year I make it for her, sometimes on her birthday, sometimes a few days before, sometimes a few days after. It really depends on what plans we had. And this has been an eating spree of a birthday since we went out and we had Super Bowl and all that stuff. So today is the day I'm making it. And I'm gonna bring you along with me as I make the seafood paella. Alright, so let's show you the ingredients. Let's start off with the seafoods. I have some snow crab, I have some mussels and clams, I have some scallops, and I have some shrimp. Sometimes I add octopus, sometimes I add lobster. The lobster was overpriced and they didn't have any octopus, so that is excluded. For veggies, I have onions, garlic, and bell pepper, which I'll cook with some tomato paste to make basically the sofrito. Seasonings that I'll be using is pink salt, garlic powder, onion powder, bay leaves, sazon, and then saffron. Obviously, the rice, you want a Spanish rice, the little balls, the pearl rice is probably what I should call it. And let's see here, what else? I will be topping it with roasted red bell peppers, as well as some sweet peas, not the whole bag, just a few. Got some clam juice and avocado oil. So first thing I want to do is basically create a stock. So I have my crab legs, half an onion in this pot, and I'm going to go ahead and take the skin. These are already deveined, but they still have the skin. So I'm going to take the skin off and throw it in this pot and cover it with about 5 cups of water. And put it to boil and then put it on a low simmer so that it can basically create a little stock for me. So let me go ahead and start getting all the skin off of the shrimp. Alright, so I've got my shrimp skin in there, or shells, whatever you want to call it. I turned on the pan. I am going to throw in 1 bay leaf and just a couple sprigs of the saffron and just a pinch of salt. I'm gonna stir it and not worry about it. Let it sit. I have a spoon here. Here we go. Alright, once I see it going to a boil, I will go ahead and turn down the heat. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and dice half of an onion, half of the red bell pepper, and about 4 cloves of the garlic. So I've got half a red pepper diced, half an onion diced, and about 4 cloves that I just sliced thinly. I'm gonna go ahead and start sauteing both of these in olive oil. In avocado oil, and season it with salt and cumin, a little bit of garlic powder, and once that's translucent, I'll throw in the garlic. And once that's nice and fragrant, then I'll throw in a tablespoon of the tomato paste, and then just keep stirring until it's well combined. Halfway through chopping, this started boiling, so I actually just put it on low. So it is just simmering away now. Time to add some of the avocado oil to the pan. The avocado oil is in. I'm throwing in some of the saffron twigs. I'm not really sure what to call them. And now I'll go ahead and throw in the onions and the peppers until they get translucent. Look at how beautiful that is. There's nothing like the smell of onions and peppers and garlic going. You'll start to notice that a lot of the onion is already becoming translucent, and even edges of the red pepper. So right about now is a good time to go ahead and throw in the garlic and stir it around and let it keep cooking for less than a minute, truly. You just want it to get very aromatic at this point. You'll see I've pressed it down. It's all well mixed. I'm just going to let it cook for a couple minutes to allow some liquid to get out and some of that tomato paste to toast up. So in the meantime, let's see if this is hot. I'm going to go ahead and drain this. Okay, it is nicely drained. Look how beautiful that water or that seafood stock is with the golden color from the saffron. I'm going to throw it back in the pan. I still have the pan on low. And then in here, basically all I'm going to use is the crabs once I'm ready to prep the rice, which I'm about ready to start working on it. So in here I have 1 cup of rice. This tiny little pearls yield very big. So usually about 1 cup of rice can yield up to 3 cups of rice once fully cooked. I'm going to throw it in and let it toast. I'm going to make sure that it's well combined with the sofrito. And then we'll start adding in some liquid. I forget to say that I'm also going to throw in a packet of the sazon over the rice to help with that beautiful yellow color. And now I'll start combining. The rice is well combined. Those little dark bits that you see is some of that tomato paste that toasted. Now 1 cup of rice should go to about 3 cups of liquid. You remember I did 4 of the stock, but I also have 1 cup of clam juice. This isn't necessary. You can just use your regular stock, but I like to add more flavors to this. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with 1 cup of my clam juice. And now I'll start adding the other 2 cups of the stock and get it stirred. I think I'm gonna have to pour it the other way. And then stir and cook it like on medium low and basically not touch it anymore. Here is my 2nd cup of liquid and my 3rd cup of liquid. To my defense, I've never made this on a gas stove. I've only made it on electric or induction. So we'll see how the timing turns out. I'm hoping. So if all goes well, it should take anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. I do have it on a medium-low. You don't want it to boil. You just want a few little bubbles. And at the beginning, you can stir it around a little bit, but you just want to let it sit. Don't do anything to it. I will admit that there are more little brown bits from the tomato paste that toasted than I would have liked. I just got caught up with recording to show you guys step by step, so it was on the pan longer than it needed to be. But that's okay, it's off flavor anyways. Right about now, I'm gonna go ahead and start putting in the seafood. I'm gonna align it, and then we're just gonna sit and wait, and I will taste it after about 12 minutes and see if I need to add more liquid to it and let it cook for another 5 or so. Keep you posted. Since I won't be having any, and Lou didn't want a lot of leftovers, basically 1 day of leftovers, I wanted to account for 2 servings. So I did ask for a cluster of crab, and I broke it in half, so 2 for today and then 2 for tomorrow. I did ask for 8 clams and 8 mussels, so 4 and 4 for each day. The scallops were super tiny. I usually get really big scallops. So this one threw me for a loop. I ended up just getting half a pound, but after looking at it, it probably should have been more like, I don't know, a quarter. But we're gonna roll with it. And then I got 6 shrimp. I could have sworn I asked for 8, but maybe not. Maybe I slipped the tongue and said half a dozen. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and start arranging these really pretty around the top and let it be. Now that this is arranged, they actually, as I was counting them out, give me one extra clam. Oh, she looks like she's about to start opening. I'm just gonna let it be. I did go ahead and open the jar of the roasted red peppers and the bag of the peas. I'm gonna sprinkle a couple of the peas and then line a couple of the red peppers around it as well. And Alexa already has her timer set for 12 minutes so that I can come and do a little taste test on the rice. Alright, it's still time. 12 minutes aren't up yet. And everything is starting to open. Look at the mussels and the clams. The shrimp is starting to get pinkish on some sides. There's still tons of liquid. You'll see I shake it around. You don't want to stir, you just want to shake. So we're just going to let her sit. I'm going to sit down and do nothing and let this beauty cook. I did taste it and it is slightly al dente. Like honestly, I would be, let me see if I can get some light. I would be okay with it. But my main concern is not everything has opened. All the mussels opened and about half of the clams opened. Not all of them. So I'm just going to pour half a cup of the stock in and I'm going to let it cook a little bit longer. I might even raise the heat tad, just a tad, to see if that'll help open up. This one's open. If that'll help open up some of these clams that are being stubborn. This one too. Alexa, set a timer for 7 minutes. The second 7-minute timer went off. The ones that didn't open, I swapped them around with other ones and I tucked them in, but I can see, like that one, still not opening. So it's obviously not a good clam. I'm not going to force it open. I'm going to turn this off and go ahead and serve Lou. Now, traditionally, you definitely want to cover this with like aluminum foil and a towel on top and let it sit for another 5 minutes or so that the bottom can get nice and crusty. But I don't think Lou really likes this rice crusty. She only likes white rice crusty. That scallop. Okay, let me go ahead and serve her. Let me stop getting distracted and talking about tradition. Okay, Lou is served. She's just having it with some avocado. Look how pretty that is. Let me stand on this side to avoid the shadow. So there is her birthday dinner, and then she has half of the pan left over for tomorrow. I don't think she liked it very much. Look at that. So much left.
We don't really get
yeah, I guess this isn't a do-over.
You can call an Uber.
Round 2 of the paella. So this is the second portion from yesterday. Lou is going to throw down and finish that off. I did bulk it up tonight by adding avocado and sweet plantains as well as a salad. So bon appetit for her. Alright, so that was the cooking process, and then you see that Lou devoured it on day 1. And the second day, because I made her 2 days worth, we bulked it up by adding the salad and platanitos.
The only sad part is that it's only once a year.
Yeah. I always tell her I'll make it more than once, but if I do it more than once, then it won't be as special. It won't be as meaningful.
No. It's always going to be meaningful. The belly is always going to be happy about that.
So you enjoyed it?
Absolutely, 100%.
Counting down to next year?
I am.
Alright. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a big thumbs up. Comment down below if you've made a seafood paella or if you plan on trying my recipe.
If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can get notified every time we upload a video. And as always, thanks for watching.